Hi, my name is Richard Duncan, and I'd like to welcome you to the new world where corporate volunteering meets team building. It's the new hybrid in team building, and it's called Team Building with Purpose. It's exciting, it's fun, it's energetic, and it's proving a big hit in the corporate sector. Why? Well, like all team building, it engages your staff. But what makes it different is it's bringing more meaning and purpose to those engagements, into those activities. It builds an emotional connection between the people in the room that goes beyond the day-to-day work and projects that they do together. And ultimately what it does is it builds staff morale. It's also very exciting for the charities that are our partners because it's enabling them to educate the Australian marketplace about what they do, about the incredible work that they do, and build awareness around their brand. It's igniting passion for support because it's inevitable that some of the people in your session will be so moved by the experience and what they learn that they'll go on to support the charity as a volunteer perhaps, or to take part in a fun run in their honor at some point in the future. Why? Why is this such a success? Well, team building with purpose creates an environment for people to fall in love with the cause. They fall in love with what the charity does. They fall in love with the inspirational stories, and not literally, but figuratively, they fall in love with each other because they start to get to know their colleagues outside of work. They start to see the human side of their colleagues, and that builds more trust and respect, and that is makes for good business. Why? Well, engaging teams and inspiring people is all about building productivity. And building productivity is obviously about building business. So how do we do this? Well, we take a 4-step process. It's like our secret sauce, if you like. We introduce and inform them about what the charity does. We educate and engage them about how the charity does it and the impact that the charity has in society. And we inspire them with stories and evidence of the incredible life-changing work that these charities do. This then serves to inspire them to want to make a difference in their own worlds. And this is where we mobilize them into action through reflecting on what they're hearing in the sessions and interpreting those learnings, those parallels back into their world and applying them into the world. That's where you get the real value, because this is about bringing your people closer together, about motivating them, exciting them, building morale, and about sharing an experience that is memorable. And we do this through very interactive sessions with lots of fun activities, discussions, and quizzes and such like. And we've been working now with a large number of corporates right across the spectrum of Australia. From what you'll see on the slide here, you'll see some well-known brand names, and you'll see that they've all got one thing in common. They speak highly of the experience they've had with us. They've got a lot of value out of it. And we've had to pivot online because of obviously what's happened with the world of COVID and the people working from home and lockdowns. And in fact, staff morale has never been more important in those moments when people are not physically connected. And so we've managed to take what we do online with great effect. And these are examples from some leading companies who have experienced our sessions online. And you'll see that the feedback they've given is just as good as the feedback with face-to-face. So here's a snapshot of some of our programs. One of the consistent things about the programs is if you look at the names of the programs, they're very active names. It's all about making some sort of impact into your team. So I'll pick an example here, Mindful Motivators. That's all about mindfulness and about the importance of really taking stock of where you are and what you're doing in your world. And that's the learning for the people, your people, that they can take back to work. This is also about, if you like, opening up conversations, getting colleagues to feel safe to be vulnerable and share. And that builds that team trust and respect. And that is ultimately what you'll get from one of our sessions, an energized team, an excited team that is more closely connected to one another. And that will help you drive more activity, more productivity when they get back to work. So how do we do it? Well, the sessions follow a format, if you like. The format is all about interactivity and engagement. We have team quizzes, and we have discussions around key topics that come out of the session. We also share inspirational stories that, well, they might move them to a tier or two. We have group exercises and individual exercises, and every session has one main group activity, which has been designed with the charity so that the group does something of meaning and value to the charity that helps them in their work. And that is where the corporate volunteering element comes in. So that you know by the end of the session that not only have you seen a greater level of empathy and connection in your people and a greater commitment they have to one another, but you could all walk away with that wonderful, warm feeling of knowing that you've helped a charity in the process. And that really is a gift, because it means that that team building activity doesn't fade with time, but it builds with time. You can build off that energy and excitement. And we've been working with a whole variety of charities. And here's a snapshot of who we're working with presently. And one of the consistent things with those charities is that with each charity, we've entered into a partnership arrangement. That is our relationship with them, so that 50% of the net profit from every session goes directly back to the charity. So not only are you helping the charity with what the team produces on the day in the group activity, but they will get 50% of the net profit right away. You've made a difference today, tomorrow, and in the future for that charity. And your people will feel that and take that feeling back into work. Thank you for your time. And we look forward to seeing you and hosting one of your teams. All the best.